Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Good to have you on board. We are live in downtown Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is the spot. Busy hour coming up in 30 minutes. Warren Sharp on the program. Week 12 reaction from him, plus a look at tonight's Monday night game. Player props that he likes, good, the bad, and the ugly in 45 minutes. Here we start to run down the numbers, Pauly, that we have for week number 13. And it starts on Thanksgiving Day. 1 o'clock Eastern time now. They pushed it back a half an hour, 10 o'clock out here on the West Coast, as the Lions get the Green Bay Packers, a rematch from week 1 when the Packers did whatever they wanted defensively in that game, 27-13, but that was misleading. Lions scored late on fourth down to get a touchdown finally. This was 3. It's down to 2.5 almost everywhere now, and the total is 48.5, 49, or 49.5 in this game.
I would first look under, and then I would look at the Packers. But these are 3 awesome games, and it was a good job defensively by Green Bay. But then again, McCarthy's a mess right now. So tough game, but I agree with the move here and in the early Packer money.
Would you look at a 2-team 6-point teaser here on Green Bay to get him up to 8.5?
That's a good look too.
Okay.
Yep, that's definitely cause for concern in Detroit. What you called a must-win. And you were lucky to beat the Giants, and you couldn't get a stop. So
the first injury report for this game is out for Green Bay because a lot of dudes were up in the air yesterday for the game. And Josh Jacobs didn't play. Didn't matter. Wilson was awesome.
Yep.
But the guys who did not practice today, Van Ness missed again. Savion Williams missed again. Wicks was limited. Quay Walker was limited. Zach Tom was limited. Jaden Reed limited. Hobbs and Jacobs were limited today. You absolutely, I think, must monitor. But I think it looks good that those guys were actually limited and they didn't miss the practice.
Throw out week 1, meaningless, long
I think
time
so.
ago.
Oh, yeah.
The other thing, though, is Jamison Williams didn't have a catch. I couldn't believe that.
Got me good.
Yeah.
It was Amon-Ra St. Brown.
It was all it was. A couple to Brock Wright, but a ton of Gibbs and a ton of St. Brown. And I tell you, I don't have a problem, though, with the swing stuff and the short stuff to Gibbs. He's so fast and shifty that that's hard to stop. All right, how about the middle game?
Well, I was going to say, I still don't trust this Packers passing game at all.
Yeah?
Even though Winston just went for the most yards out of any quarterback yesterday against the Lions secondary, I don't know if Love can exploit it or not. Yeah, game number 2, it's either 3 or 3.5 for Kansas City with juice.
Tough one. This is tough.
I got to take the 3.5.
Really?
I got to take it.
I'm back?
Their defense.
Dallas was begging to get beaten, blown out, and Philly couldn't do it. And I don't understand Schottenheimer going for it, 4th and 3 at midfield on the first drive when it figures to be a low-scoring game.
What do you think that was, setting the tone for the game?
I don't get it, yeah. Also, CeeDee Lamb can't catch a cold right now,
That was bad.
Dropping touchdowns. But Pickens, more yards than the whole Steelers wide receivers. Great job by Pickens.
Oh, he's having a phenomenal year.
Great, yeah. I'll tell you, unlike Las Vegas, Jerry goes for it. You got to give him credit. At least he's making moves and trying. So I know you can pin a lot of the blame on him, but I'm talking about like the last couple months to make some moves and just not roll over and die like the Raiders. But I just think Kansas City's defense is too good.
Who's the better team this minute? Dallas Cowboys or the Indianapolis Colts? Like on a neutral, if they played. If I made the Colts a 1 or a 2 point favorite in that game.
Colts defense is going to be improved now. It was just, but here's the thing. Is Mahomes going to turn it over again? He's throwing crucial interceptions every game. Now, the red zone issues got him, or they should have been a comfortable win. I mean, the yards were staggering in that game. And for Indy not to score in the second half and to go 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, it was a great job by the Kansas City defense, and they saved their season. It was a tough game.
Here's the thing. Like,
they finally won a 1-score game, too.
Sure. I have a tough time with this Kansas City power rating. Again, 2.5 at Buffalo.
Right.
Lost the game outright. 4.5 at Denver. Lost the game outright. They were 3.5, 4. They took money all week against the Colts. Should they have covered the game? Yes. They absolutely outgained and killed them overall with total yardage. Mahomes, bad INT, a couple of turnovers there, gave the Colts some points. But now they're 3.5 on the road against the Cowboys. And again, full season to date, yes, I get it. but more recent form with Dallas and what the defense, I believe they have what I see today, number 1 rushing EPA per play allowed since week 7. Like now we're talking about a handful of games there.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what happened against Arizona. I mean, they've lost 7 of 8. That's the win. That's that might cost them a playoff spot. But as I said over Friday, if you get one more here, you're cooking.
Do you think
because the back end of that schedule is doable? Because you go to Detroit next Thursday, right. Winnable.
So you think Spagnuolo and the defense will be able to neutralize Dak in the passing game?
Contain, yeah. Now this is assuming Mahomes is clean. I don't know though. He's killing him with these interceptions.
I know. The Thursday night game is going to be very intriguing. Well, that and the Black Friday game, obviously, for Survivor out here at Circa. But the Ravens are 7 now, total 51.5 or 52. You mentioned it all with Lamar Jackson in the game against the Jets. It was right there for him on that run to pick up a first down. He couldn't do it. So he's not close to being the same dude that almost won another MVP last year.
Yeah. They're supposed to win and cover. Just how bad this defense is. And then they just do a good job, and they should harass Burrow. You don't have Higgins. You don't have Hendrickson. Now, who's going to catch the ball? Because remember, they finally got Tinsley involved, but they didn't have a choice. But that guy was so good in camp and in the preseason, he beat Gonzalez for a touchdown. But then again, you're down Chase, you're down Higgins, you don't have guys. And I don't know if Burrow has a rapport with him. But I would think that's a guy you could look at his props on Thanksgiving night.
Now, Burrow
him.
Yeah, Burrow has incredible numbers against Baltimore in his career. But also, it's his first game back in more than 2 months. And I know that this is turning into somewhat of a common narrative, and I kind of agree with it. They have been notoriously slow starters with Joe Burrow out of the gate to begin seasons. Mm-hmm. Again, they never should have defeated Cleveland in week 1 this year. Offense didn't do anything. So do we expect Joe Burrow to come back first game in 2 months and just be like, light up this, by the way, improving Baltimore defense?
Oh, it's been great.
I'm not so sure.
Yep.
I can't get there with that. And
okay, how about the Bears did it again now?
I know.
Yeah. So, you look at these numbers, and they're at the bottom in all these categories defensively, where they're 30th in yards allowed, yards per play. You're giving up 27 points a game, but they take it away, and they force turnovers. And I know Williams has been playing clean. These quarterbacks are losing their minds. It's okay to take a safety. You're just making it 10 times worse when you're trying to get rid of the ball and someone's holding on to you in the end zone. We just handed the Steelers a touchdown there.
Oh, yeah.
Darnold did it. So many guys have done it where they get at their 1 yard line and they freak out and panic. Just take the sack and move on. Don't hand them 7 points. But that finally looked like what we envisioned when they took him as a number 1 pick. Well, it's not much of the ad lib. I know you're going against, that was the worst pass defense in the league. But it's drop back, hit the tight end, hit more, whatever, throw it, get it out. No ad-libbing, no running to your right every single play. Great job.
I want to say that we should be able to trust the Eagles' offense in this game. We trusted them yesterday, and it looked good on their first 3 drives. After that, they completely fell on their faces. They have to, Barkley had 20 yards rushing, 22 yards rushing yesterday. Are you kidding me? But again, that speaks to the Dallas defense and how they're improving. I don't know what we're going to get out of this Eagles offense, man. I really don't. This should be a huge day overall for every single player in the passing game.
Exactly right.
I don't know. I don't think man.
It's a monster for Survivor. Bears can win this game.
You think so, huh?
Yeah. It's every week we're questioning the offense. How do you go a half without scoring?
I know.
There's too much talent.
Punt,
stupid penalties.
Punt.
And they should never. I'm assuming they're not backed up in their own territory. They should never throw 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 1.
Ever.
Because you're going to go tush push.
Yep.
And you're going to go for it. And the crucial play was 3rd and 2. He passed. He got sacked and lost 9 yards and had to punt. They were near midfield.
Now, how about this game? It's so big. Now, this is on Sunday. The Texans are at the Colts. Indy opened up 3.5 last night / this morning. They're up to 4.5. And the total is 44.5 in a Texans game.
So they say he's going to be cleared and ready to go.
Right. CJ.
Yeah. And I was asked by the guys on Survivor Sweat, what's their ceiling? It's to win a couple of games in the playoffs. That's how good this defense is. And here's where it started Thursday. They got the must win, and how can they get this one here? All your points about how brutal the schedule is for the Colts and the doors open for Jacksonville, it's also right there for the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't want him if it's Mills, considering how he played in the first half and they almost lost to Tennessee on the road.
I think I do.
Really?
Because the point spread it will keep going up.
But
And I would
just
take
think
5.
I love this defense.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And now we're starting to see the turnovers and Danny Dimes going back to the bad days with the Giants.
That's exactly right.
But they say he's supposed to get cleared. So
do you
I think he's back?
Yeah. Do you think the market here is moving on the Browns against the 49ers because of the defense or because Shedeur Sanders is going to be starting? Because it was 6.5. It's down to 6 at a bunch of spots. It's because of the defense. It's so good. And this is going to be a short rest week for the Niners off the Monday night game tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, 10 sacks yesterday. With, what do we have, 6 games left? Myles Garrett is an $8 favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
It's unheard of.
Yeah.
And now he's a $4 favorite to break the all-time sack
that.
record.
Yeah. That was a juicy price a couple of weeks ago. No doubt.
Did you see Max Crosby mocking him yesterday?
What, after a tackle or something?
Yeah, and he was like doing his
was
doing
he?
Garrett, and then Garrett's like looking. He's like, "Is he mocking me?"
Well,
he's like, "We're destroying. I have 3 sacks.
Scoreboard,
we're
yeah.
killing you. What are you
Scoreboard.
doing?"
He also brings juice. And you saw Garrett in the defense light up when he made that beautiful throw on the run. What
Oh,
an
yeah.
incredible
Yeah, no,
play
true.
that was.
True.
So the kid can make plays.
All right, more Week 13 numbers coming up. A huge game in Pittsburgh, and a number in a primetime game feels too heavy, in my opinion. I'll tell you about that game and all the other ones coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Warren Sharp coming up in 15 minutes. His reaction to Week 12 and also what he likes tonight. Monday Night Football between the 49ers and the Panthers. One game here, Pauly. I'm going to bring it up because I want to ask you if you think it's going to be popular in Survivor contests. It's the Saints at the Dolphins.
We might get Waller back. That would help. That's risky business.
How about the Saints off the bye looking like that yesterday?
I know. Well, it was just the red zone issues too.
Yeah, I know.
And then the kicking. I love what Kellen Moore said about bringing in Justin Tucker for a tryout. Well, some unfortunate things happened. Okay.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, okay, maybe 15 times. You get a little lower there with the hands? Okay. But that's unacceptable. I do give Cousins some credit, though, and for Atlanta for not quitting. That was a good job, and now they're favored against the Jets. But that's I can't trust them.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. You're going to be in a pinch at some point throughout the year.
I know, but if you want to pivot and get cute, maybe you get gone, right? You get got. But that's if I have the Chargers, I have to use the Chargers. But if you want to try to maneuver and not be like other people and hope for them, oh, God, the Raiders are so bad. And I got the Chargers off the bye in a horrible performance, and I have Harbaugh, Raiders in disarray, firing people left and right.
Well, here's another thing, too. If the Niners win, out here at Circa anyway, we're still talking about 900 people.
I know.
Going into Thanksgiving week.
I got to up that. Maybe 65 and a half now, the people that are going to go 20-0.
All right, the Rams are playing on the road next week at the Panthers. Rams are 10, 46.5. Is that a high number here?
That's what I thought of, but man, they're a freight train right now.
They have their numbers offensively and defensively now are at the very top of like every metric that you look at. Most metrics anyway.
Well, you have to love the spot too. They get to go on. Why is Stafford in the game? Come on, McVay. After what we saw with Daniels a month ago?
Mm-hmm.
But in any event, they have an easy time of it in the second half. They crush Tampa. Carolina road game, short week. It's not going to go well for Bryce Young, I expect.
No, probably not.
Great Rams defense all over. Yeah. I know you bench press like Aaron Donald, too. That was incredible with the dumbbells, what he's doing.
He's a big boy.
Yeah.
This Panthers team is too difficult to figure out. Like, if they get blown out tonight, they're probably going to be live next week. If they win tonight or keep it close against the Niners, maybe they get blown out next week.
Well, we're going to find out about them, right? This is it. 7.5 and a 10-point dog. We'll see if they can hang there.
Anything here? Falcons 2.5 at the Jets, total 39.5.
I would have to come back with Cousins. Look good. Right? Now, the Saints' touchdown was on a pick six. Pitts can't catch the ball, but they did a good job defensively. That's what it should be. Just pound Robinson and Algier. That's what this team should do. And then put Cousins in third and manageable. So they should be able to run it all day against the Jets. And the Jets just don't have any playmakers. And What are they going to do off? It's just dump it off or try to get something with Hall, and that's it.
I will say, feisty, though. I mean, they were game yesterday.
Yeah, I thought the Ravens played with their food, too.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I know. If Hall doesn't fumble, that's a game.
Sure.
Yeah,
I would also say the same thing about the Titans, right? Like, they were dead and buried in that game, and they fought. They came back to make it look respectable there.
So what do you think now of the early returns? I want to see improvement on Cam Ward. And I know the coaching staff's not helping him out, but damn. I mean, look, we got to look the part here. The number 1 pick in the draft.
They don't have a lot of talent. I mean, they don't.
And it's not just, I know you're going against Seattle, so you can't win there.
Yep.
But, and then the previous game was the Texans. But between the sacks and the turnovers and holding on to the ball, I want to see the kid make some more plays and develop and improve. And it hasn't happened.
I got to say, though, I never would have taken him number 1 in the draft anyway.
That's fair. I know.
Okay. Cardinals are at the Buccaneers. Does Mayfield play? Does he not play? Buccaneers are 2.5. Total is 45.5. I can't get involved with anything Tampa Bay related unless I'm fading them right now.
No, yeah, I totally agree. I got to see if Mayfield plays, and they'll get more news on that. But again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 of 9. 8 of 9, Arizona's lost. Gannon on a hot seat, probably a goner. And how do you lose a game at home when you're +4 in the turnover battle that includes a defensive touchdown?
Yep. I will say I look at the over here, and it came down a little bit to 44.
Yeah.
Again, maybe unless it's Bridgewater, I wouldn't. But if it's going to be Mayfield, you know what? Maybe either way. Because the Cardinals defense and the Cardinals team now, they're involved in a lot of these high-scoring games, and yesterday's game went over. Again, yesterday it took a minute to get there, but it did finally. So that might be the play there. Vikings at the Seahawks, Seattle, up to 10.5. They were 9.5 a few hours ago. Just blitzed right through the key number of 10 up to 10.5, 41.5. And again, it's probably going to be Max. Well,
I think
could be
right.
Max Brosmer.
I think you're right. Well, why trot the kid out there again? That was just, they had 4 yards in the second half, Minnesota. Come on. And now the kid's in the protocol?
I'll tell you this. I would be actually more inclined to take the Vikings with Max Brosmer. If this was McCarthy and the number was 9.5, I'd lay all day long with Seattle. The offense is completely broken, Pauly.
Well,
they
also did it to themselves, too. So
yeah, they did.
You had Rodgers, Dimes, and Darnold as options. You went 0 for 3. And certainly Darnold will probably come in pissed off as well.
I have a stat on J.J. McCarthy. Do you know this? Have you heard it from yesterday yet?
I've heard a lot of them.
Okay, well, I'll give it in the good, the bad, and the ugly in 25 minutes. It's going to blow your mind.
Yep.
So Raiders at Chargers. Again, L.A. here. They're going to be off the bye week. They're laying 10. How do you take the Raiders with any, unless it's like 21 points, how do you take the Raiders?
The Chargers would have to beat themselves. Mm-hmm. And again, we saw how bad it was against Jacksonville up front with the O-line. Can Crosby maybe wreck the game? I just think Harbaugh's too good, and they'll have a good game plan. And then now you got Greg Olsen calling the plays. So how many people can Pete Carroll fire? And apparently, it's a disaster inside the building. Amy Trask used to work for the team, and there's a report. Man, I love Tom Brady. He's the GOAT. Why is he friends with Jim Gray? And then Jim Gray like negotiated this for him to be part owner and work this out. Apparently, Jim Gray's got his hand in the pie, and Jim Gray's causing problems in the building. Amy Trask wouldn't go into detail, but this is just a mess what's going on there and how fans have stopped showing up, and it's just 2 playoff appearances in 23 years, bringing in new coaches, can't draft, whatever. They screw it up every year where they win these meaningless games and screw up the draft pick. It's a debacle.
I have a lot to say. I have a lot of nothing to say about Jim Gray. Pure poison with that guy. I don't get it with Brady either. Never understood that.
How's Jim Gray allowed in the building to have any influence
I have no
at
idea.
all? That guy's opinion shouldn't matter.
He's the absolute worst. The Bills are 3.5 at the Steelers. That was a number earlier today. I'm still seeing that out there. DraftKings, they're 4 at other shops, as high as 4.5 right now against FanDuel. Total is 47.5. Is this a loser leaves town match?
For Pittsburgh, it is.
It is, yes.
They're just not a good team. 6-5, worst pass. I can't believe this. Worst pass defense in the league, and they're 22nd in yards per play on offense. Rodgers will bother to be back, but there's just the tight ends got involved. That was the one thing. But again, DK Metcalf, not a big part. I'm surprised by that. And I would think that the Bills and Allen have a big game here and in a bad mood after what happened in Houston.
Don't we think we're going to get points in this game? The Bills off that extended rest, maybe team total over for Buffalo.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Like, they're scoring 30 in this game.
A good late game.
And they're going to bounce back, and you're exactly right, after getting beat up like they did on Thursday night against Houston. The Sunday night game, we're not going to get Jane Daniels back. They announced that today.
This is too low.
Broncos are 6.5 total, 43.5.
Yeah, Bo Nix will cook in this one. You'll get good Bo in this one.
I would agree.
Yeah, Washington can't stop anything. Should be an easy game for Denver.
Yep.
And Mariota will turn it over.
And the Monday night game, this is the game to me. Too many points. Patriots are 7.5 against the Giants. Total is 46.5. I would take the Giants here.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
That team is...
May struggled. You saw how bad he was once the injuries occurred. Mm-hmm. So now you're down these key linemen. But can the Giants get pressure on him? And now we'll see what the new defensive coordinator comes in, or the DC was fired, rather, and what the interim does. But giving up 28 points per game during this horrible season, and they can score, I'll tell you. They're entertaining.
I'm pretty convinced they're going to score in this spot.
Yeah.
I'm fairly convinced of that. Whether it's, it doesn't matter if it's going to be Winston or Jackson Dart. By the way, you said this earlier. They have 5 blowing double-digit leads this year. They're in all these games.
It's a record. You know, yes. The play calling was so bad, neighbors actually tweeted, "Are we trying to win the game here? Are we losing on purpose?" And then he deleted it.
Was that yesterday or
he did it.
I thought he did it last week too.
Did he? He deleted it last week. You deleted it after the game.
Did he do it back-to-back weeks? Yeah. Let's hope.
Boost your bankroll. Broncos give new depositors a 50% purchase bonus. Promo code VEASAN when you sign up. Their lines are live on the VEASAN betting splits page. See where the action's moving before you bet. Turn your bonus into an edge with insight that matters. PlayBrocco.com. Use promo code VEASAN. PlayBrocco.com today.
Jags are 6.5 at the Titans. Never got to that game much.
They're not good. Jacksonville's not good.
No, they're not. They're not. And they're probably going to be a playoff team.
Yeah, schedule's so easy.
So
good point. Lawrence is Winston. He keeps both teams in the game. Little Vinny Testaverde in him.
Yeah, a little mild version of that. I would say this. Do we kind of hope Jacksonville makes the playoffs so we just automatically bet against them?
No, I don't want to see it. You can go that angle. I just don't want to see this.
I'd rather have the
Bills,
best teams in, sure.
Yes.
But I think that has to be the angle. They go play a road game in the playoffs. Yeah, we're laying the other side there. Warren Sharp on the program coming up next. His reaction to Week 12. We'll find out which prop or props he likes tonight. Monday Night Football, Niners-Panthers coming up next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Welcome back. Coming up in 15 minutes, the good, the bad, and the ugly from the weekend. Right now, we head out to the Progressive guest line as Warren Sharp joins the program now. You can follow Warren on X. He is at Sharp Football, and the website is called sharp.footballwarren. Good afternoon. Thanks for the time, as always. I wanted to throw this at you. The Chicago Bears are currently 8-3. They're in first place of a really good division, the NFC North, and yet they have a negative 3-point differential on the year, which is like so crazy. What are your thoughts on Ben Johnson's club here, 11 games into the year?
Well, look, I've been really impressed by both Ben Johnson and Liam Cohen and their ability to still generate offense when they need to with quarterbacks that struggle at times throughout the game. Trevor Lawrence throws 3 interceptions last week. You have Caleb Williams, who ranks dead last out of 39 qualifying quarterbacks in accuracy, especially on some of these passes that are down the field. There are guys open, and sometimes when he hits them, it looks beautiful, and they create big splash gains. But there are times that there are players that are schemed open that are getting inaccurately thrown passes that become incompletions that then the offense has to make up ground in other ways. And both of those coaches, they're now head coaches, are calm, are just creative, and then try to figure out ways to get their quarterbacks to be productive. I mean, at least Caleb Williams is still throwing the football, and Ben Johnson has enough confidence there. Liam Cohen is basically trying to run the football as much as possible, get it out of Trevor Lawrence's hands as much as possible. We saw that in the huge win over the Chargers the other week. They go into Arizona and he throws 3 interceptions. I mean, they really do not want Trevor Lawrence throwing the football very much, but it is a testament to the coaching staffs there to have these teams in the position that they're at. As you mentioned, 8-3 for the Chicago Bears. in number one spot in the NFC North, in the third overall spot if the playoffs were to end today. And you look in the AFC, in the wild card position, you have the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I don't think either of these teams are the type of team that is going to be able to deliver any type of floor level performance in the postseason because they're far too erratic with what they're doing offensively and defensively. But maybe they can figure out something and gel down the home stretch here. It's better to be in the position that they're in than fighting for their playoff lives outside of the playoffs. So, credit to those two coaches, and we'll see if those two quarterbacks who have their struggles, have their warts, can continue to work with those new year one play callers and get even better down the stretch.
All season, you've been all over this Pittsburgh defense, which can't stop the pass. What do you think of the Bills' chances and Josh Allen on the road?
Well, hopefully this extra time has helped Khalil Shakir heal up a little bit because Shakir was definitely banged up in the last couple of games. Last game, he goes into Houston and performs at the very tail end when they absolutely need him to do something. But prior to that, he was just a shell of himself. This Buffalo Bills offense has needed for a little while to figure out how they're going to perform from a passing production standpoint because they don't really have receivers out there who are threatening to the defense, who are stretching the field to the defense. And so they're going to have to figure out something to do against a Pittsburgh Steelers defense that is going to give you pressure, is going to send blitzes, is going to test Josh Allen. I remember Mike Tomlin went into Buffalo a couple of years ago, I think, and was able to get after Josh Allen a little bit there. Now, Josh Allen, obviously being the great quarterback that he is, can overcome those things eventually. It's not going to be easy, though, even though this Pittsburgh Steelers defense is bad, unless the Buffalo Bills receivers step up a little bit. I'm not quite even sure where they're going to be at the tight end position either. They were getting a lot of production, actually, out of their running backs over the last couple of games. But then on the other side of the ball, the thing that I find the most interesting about this matchup is, obviously, nobody's talking about this because it's sort of in the weeds. The Buffalo Bills defense ranks number 4 in EPA per play. That's obviously great, top 5, against 11 personnel. When teams utilize 11 personnel to run or pass, they're a top 5 defense. When teams utilize 2 or 3 tight end sets, so 12 personnel, 13 personnel, they remove a receiver from the field. This Buffalo Bills defense that ranked top 5 ranks dead last, number 32 in the NFL, EPA per play, when teams utilize heavy personnel against them. What do the Pittsburgh Steelers major in? Their usage of 12 personnel with their multi-tight end sets that they trot out on the field with regularity. The Buffalo Bills were favored to go into Atlanta a few weeks back and beat the Atlanta Falcons, and the Buffalo Bills struggled massively in that game, and it was in part because the Atlanta Falcons utilized a lot of 12 personnel sets. That's exactly what happens here with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So it's going to be interesting to see. The Steelers offense struggles a lot. Obviously, they're not very consistent. Struggled to score enough in Chicago last week, but now they're going to be going home as a 3.5-point underdog against a defense that ranks dead last against what they like to do a lot, which is utilize 12 personnel.
Great job. Good breakdown. Your level of concern with the Patriots now that they're down key linemen and Campbell looking like a IR.
Well, the thing that you never want with a young developing quarterback, which is what Drake May still is, even though he's been incredible, is to become one-dimensional and to lose the ability to run the ball successfully. And they've already struggled to run the football efficiently and consistently this season. And now you're going to be removing some of that offensive interior. That is going to be a major problem. Not only is one of the worst places for a quarterback to be pressured right up the middle because it forces you to step one direction or another quite quickly, but if you don't have the run game, then you're always going to allow opponents to get back into games, which is sort of what happened to them in Cincinnati. They were able to score, move the ball down the field. They settled for far too many field goals, and then they allowed the Cincinnati Bengals, with Joe Flacco and down Jamar Chase, and ultimately without T. Higgins, to be in a position down 6 points where one drive would have potentially won the game for the Cincinnati Bengals. So this is an issue for the New England Patriots. They're going to have to overcome that with Josh McDaniels and his play calling, and Drake May performing excellently. But until that point in time, if they can't run the ball, it's going to be hard to hold leads and extend leads late in games when you need to.
Yep, totally agree. It's Follow the Money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our guest, Warren Sharp, he's on the Progressive Guest Line. Overall, your thoughts on tonight's Monday night tilt? Really big for both teams, obviously. Carolina suddenly in the division race. 49ers for their playoff lives. They're laying 7.5 at home. Total up there, high 40s here, Warren.
Well, I've always wondered about Bryce Young on the road. He struggled massively typically when he goes out on the road and plays, but it does seem like the San Francisco 49ers defense is the type of defense that you want to be going up against when you go on the road, because they do not get pressure. And they're just like the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers defense does not get pressure. And so both of these quarterbacks could theoretically be in better situations than they normally are, because these defenses aren't going to be getting after them. The issue for the Carolina Panthers in this game is their linebacking core is a mess. They're very injured, and you're going up against a play caller in Kyle Shanahan, who loves to scheme things against weaknesses, utilizing his heavier personnel groupings, two full running backs out on the field, a fullback and a running back, multi-tight end sets, what have you. The Panthers lost Roseboom specifically, who is a massive factor in the interior there. And just think about these numbers and these two quarterbacks, Tyler Shough and Michael Penix. Those two quarterbacks went up against this Carolina Panthers defense over the last two games that they played. Those two quarterbacks combined to average 8.8 yards per attempt on throws between the numbers against them. On all throws, Penix was 13 of 16 for 10.9 yards per attempt before leaving with injury. Shough was averaging 10.4 yards per attempt with 2 touchdowns against this defense as well. I mean, those are horrific numbers for two quarterbacks that have struggled massively so far this season. And now you're going up on the road against Brock Purdy, Kyle Shanahan in a game that they sorely need to win. With a fully healthy offensive skill position receiving core now, with Ricky Pearsall coming back a little bit healthier. And they basically now finally have all of their weapons, especially with George Kittle up and running. So this is again going to be a fun and an entertaining game. It's going to be a chess game, because I do respect the play calling here of both of these teams. I do think that there's some upside here for George Kittle over the middle of the field, whether that's a longest reception, whether that's total receiving yards. I'm not quite sure there. Christian McCaffrey might be utilized best in the receiving game, although I don't foresee a ton of volume that you're going to need to throw him 7, 8, 9 passes, because this Carolina Panthers defense does not get pressure. So Brock Purdy could sit back and survey the field a little bit more. But I do think when they do target Christian McCaffrey, it's going to be in some of these more explosive receptions that gain some yardage there. So I still think he could potentially hit his total. Maybe you look longest for him as well. So some mismatches there in the secondary against the linebacking core of the Carolina Panthers.
Very good. Warren, love talking to you every single week. Thanks so much for the time. Best of luck, and enjoy the game tonight.
Thanks, guys. Good luck.
There you go. And follow Warren on X at Sharp Football. Website is sharp.football, and he was on the Progressive guest line. Yep. Bad defense there. Matchups that they can exploit. And I don't think the Niners defense, are they going to suddenly get a pass rush out of nowhere?
No.
I don't think so.
Largest lead, 15.5. A big boy.
Big number.
Yes, I like that under, $1.30.
Just when you thought it couldn't look any worse for J.J. McCarthy, I'm here to tell you it can. Wait until you hear this stat in the good, the bad, and the ugly from the weekend. Next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Good. Pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. The bad.
I've had it with this dump. Got no food, got no jobs. Our pets' heads are falling off.
And the ugly.
First of all, that's horrible.
Well, that was the worst piece of crap I've ever seen.
All right, I got to give it up to Sanders. It was a good job. Gets another start, a win. I know it was the Raiders, but he made some strong plays. Remember, no respect in his prop. They were pricing him like Justin Fields. He was 150 yards. If he almost got there, he was 4-1 to have 220 yards passing.
Well, what was he to go over 200?
That was a good price.
Sure.
350
or whatever.
Yep, something like that. Yep. They also lost 13 in a row on the road as well, so they exercised the demons there. So he absolutely deserves another start, and we'll see what he does against the 49ers. So a good job by Sanders in ending that streak where they first, with a rookie quarterback, had lost 17 straight, going back to 1995 for the Browns. Chiefs saved their season Great job defensively. They rally from 11 points down. When Kansas City scored, they kicked a field goal late in the third quarter to go up 20-9. Nothing the rest of the way. And also holding them out of the end zone as well. To hold that offense to 250 yards, and if they lose, it's over. And Mahomes put them, think about this. He handed them 7 points. Colts took over first and goal from the 1. But the job they did on dimes and to shut down Taylor, incredible job by the Chiefs defense. And to be down big in the fourth quarter and winning in overtime, they saved their season for the time being. Now we'll see what happens on Thanksgiving. Great job, Spags.
Yeah, I don't think they make the playoffs if they lose that game yesterday.
No, they lose every tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Bills beat them, Jags beat them, Chargers beat them.
Yep.
You're running out of time.
You want me to go my good?
Sure.
Notre Dame, 35 points before you could blink in that game. It's 21-0. They did not have the ball on offense.
Yeah.
Honestly, here's how it started against Syracuse. 44-yard interception return, touchdown. A 22-yard punt return for a touchdown. A 46-yard INT return for a touchdown, 21-0. Then Love, 45-yard run, touchdown, 28-0. Price, 58-yard run, 35-0. And the game just barely started. And so that was ultra impressive against Syracuse. And now people holding Love tickets to win the Heisman. You are live. And he was as high as, I think I saw 35-1 before that game kicked off on Saturday. Dak Prescott, awesome again yesterday. He won't win it, but he's playing at an MVP level. So our numbers yesterday on the Tailgate Show, going back to last Friday, this is something, man, against the NFC East overall, inside their division. What is it at home? Is it 19 straight now at home?
Yes, it is.
And overall, it's like 33-6 now straight up, going back for this guy. Remarkable. And more on the Bears. Think about this. They're getting the job done. Don't know how. Negative 3-point differential. I'll compare that to some other teams here. And they're 8-3. Houston is 6-5. Their point differential is 61. The Chiefs are 6-5. Their point differential is 76. Dallas is 5-1. They're +6. This team's 8-3. It's -3 overall. So Fugazi, but somehow they're winning games. And I tip my cap to the head coach, Ben Johnson.
There you go. 9-1, not bad. Could be some losses coming with the Patriots if the Bears can pull some upset wins. Yes.
Right.
My bad, the Vikings. It's okay to admit defeat and that you made a mistake on McCarthy. It's okay. And I like what Mike Florio tweeted today from Pro Football Talk. The sooner they admit and address their flaws, the sooner they can be something other than an every other year contender to go one and done. Special teams, O-line, coach, front office, a lot of bad draft picks, bad moves, absentee ownership doesn't help. The Vikings are basically a high-functioning, dysfunctional team.
So what do they do? Is he saying move on from McCarthy already?
He's saying that, and I think he's also saying other things about draft picks, and you just can't be like, oh, this is nice, we made the playoffs, and they got our asses kicked. Oh, okay, we snuck in there again. And I know it's hard to find a franchise quarterback, but whether you do that in the draft or free agency, you got to find someone, land someone. And it hasn't worked out with Ponder. He was a disaster. It didn't work out here with McCarthy so far. And then you could have gone the Darnold or Dimes route as well. I thought it was an interesting tweet, but horrible job by the Vikings, who were supposed to be in the mix in this division, and anything but.
Let me ask you this. So it's the number one team in the NFL that I was way wrong on this year. Again, I completely trusted the coaching staff, thought McCarthy was going to be fine. Boy, was I dead wrong on that. What would their record be if Darnold was a quarterback?
Good question. That's a tough one. I don't know. Arizona, they've lost 8 of 9. Gannon on a hot seat. He's a defensive guy. They've allowed 44, 41, and 27 going back. You're at home, you're +4 in the turnover differential with a pick 6, and you lose the game? Come on. Ugly, the Raiders, that's easy. That's a layup. 4 of 17 on third down. Mitch will have more. 10 sacks. Carroll fires Kelly after the game. Why is Jim Gray in the building? How is that report? Get Jim Gray out of there. Mark Davis, take over. Have some control. 2 playoff appearances in 23 years. Giants, 5 double-digit leads blown. That's a record. Kafka's call to fire Bowen, the DC. They can't stop the Lions and blow it again. And the ACC. Pitt, Virginia, SMU. That's who's going to represent you in the playoff. Horrible year for the ACC. And even Miami and Clemson couldn't take advantage. Shame on the ACC.
Yeah. So here's my bad. Now, I get the conundrum here if you're the Giants, right? Again, 2nd and goal. at the Detroit 2 with 3:11 to play. They are up by 3 points at this time. Incomplete pass, then a 4-yard loss on a rush. Detroit takes a timeout. It's 4th and goal at the 6. 2:59 to play. Do you take the field goal? I'll call it good because it's a chip shot to make it a 6-point game, and then the Lions know they have to go down, score a touchdown, and kick the extra point. They have to. There's no, you're not kicking the field goal under any circumstance. You go for it, score a touchdown, you go up by 9, PAT is pending. If you don't get it, the Lions take over around their own 5-yard line with almost 3 minutes left. I say you kick the field goal because you lost 4 yards and you made it 4th and goal at the 6. That's a lot different than at the 2-yard line or at the 1-yard line where you have options at that point.
A lot of options on the sheet, yep.
My ugly, it has to be the Las Vegas Raiders yet again. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired with this team. They're an embarrassment to everybody affiliated with them. This city, the NFL, who's ever had fingerprints on it. Shedeur Sanders completed 0 attempts versus 9 blitzes against Baltimore last week. What did Vegas do yesterday? They blitzed on 15% of dropbacks. How do you watch the game against the Ravens and that's the game plan? Brady's not the answer here with ownership. I don't know. This story that came out that Trask had to say, the former CEO of the team. What was she? Wasn't she the CEO?
Yeah, high level, yeah.
And she's saying it's Jim Gray. She didn't elaborate on that. I don't know what it is, but it's been an ongoing problem here for a quarter century. It's unacceptable. And by the way, there's no silver lining to any of this, and there's no hope moving forward. Mm-hmm. And J.J. McCarthy, here's the stat. This made the rounds on social media last night. J.J. McCarthy now ranks 851 out of 852 qualified passers in EPA per dropback since 2000. That's per True Media. I could give you might actually get the guess. The only player below J.J. McCarthy since 2000.
Purple drank.
There you go. Jamarcus Russell. I said this on Twitter yesterday. I guess I should have been betting the team total under the entire time. I am absolutely convinced that if Green Bay would have punted on first down every time they got the ball back, never ran a single play,
yeah,
they would have won the game going away. Minnesota would not have come back to beat them. Their offense yesterday, all this stuff about the Raiders and the Browns and other teams that looked awful. This team was the worst team in the league yesterday on offense with a bullet. The kid can't play. Now I get it. He's got the concussion. I don't want to pile on if he's hurt. So they're saying anyway. But holy smokes, man, is that uglier than anybody ever anticipated for the Vikings this year.
Al Davis was still alive, and they hired a private detective to follow around Jamarcus Russell before the draft and was concerned about the purple drink, and they took him anyway. And he just wanted the money. The good, the bad, the ugly, brought to you by Sharp Plays. Get the latest betting insights and analysis now, sharpplays.com. Powered by advanced AI, trusted insider sources, active across all the sports. A lot of college basketball going on. Free reports, alerts, market-moving insights straight to your inbox or X-feed. They've been with Follow the Money since day one. Jeff and the crew do a great job. The great results and receipts, and donated $22,000 to charity the last few years with the Robin Hood plays alone. Sharpplays.com.
I agree with whoever said this first on X yesterday, and that is you got to pull a Carolina Panthers here because sitting Bryce Young down last year did him some good. Even if McCarthy doesn't have the concussion right now, you got to sit him. You can't play him anymore this year.
Oh, God,
you can't.
Going against Seattle?
Can't. Can Brosmer be worse?
No. Not if the kid would have had a better passer rate, just throwing it in the ground every time.
Right. Vic Tafer on the program coming up next. He has covered the NFL for a long time. That includes the 49ers for The Athletic. We'll find out his betting angles for tonight's big Monday night tilt next here on VSiN.